Okay, good evening everyone. This is Kulayan reporting from home. I will be showing you today how to cook my signature tuna carbonara. For the ingredients, you will need some evaporated milk, some canned tuna. If you don't want it spicy, you can have the normal mild tuna. Pack of cream, stick of butter, salt, pepper, 2 onions, and half a head of garlic, and of course your pasta. Doesn't have to be spaghetti, but if you want it, any kind of pasta will do for this recipe. And of course you need your seasoning. Italian seasoning, things like thyme, basil, rosemary, parsley. You're gonna need stuff like that. In this case, I'm using a pre-made pizza pie seasoning, but if you can find authentic Italian seasoning, that will also work well. And now we will start boiling the pasta water. There, with a little trouble, now we have the pasta water on the boil. And now we will start cooking our pasta sauce while the pasta water is starting to boil. You're gonna need a stick of butter to fry your vegetables in. Nothing complicated, just stir frying the vegetables. That's it. So we have our butter here. Then we just get a spoon, right? Go into our pan, put about, I'd say, a third of your butter right into the pan. Then have that spread around the whole pan. Yeah. History or background of your artistic talent. I started cooking tuna carbonara in the 7th grade in TLE class, which involved cooking. I was in a group of people who didn't really know how to cook, so I took it upon myself to lead my group in cookery. I bought the ingredients and brought them to school on the day we were supposed to do it, and I just followed my mother's recipe. People like my pasta, so I've been making it for people ever since. Right, now that we have the butter melted in the pan, we can now add our vegetables. First, you have to add the onion first, because the onion cooks slower than the garlic. So we add the onion in first. Okay, now the cue for when you put in your garlic is when the onions have started to soften. So now, as the onion is frying in the butter and they're starting to soften, just poke it with your spoon. The onions should feel a little softer than what they would be like if they were raw. So once you achieve that, add in your garlic. And that's it for the vegetables. From here on out, it's non-vegetables. So we just stir that around, let it fry. Okay, so here we are. We're frying our garlic and our onions. At this point, the kitchen should smell real nice. Then, once the garlic has been nice and fried, you add the tuna. So we just wait a few more moments until that garlic is a little brown. There you go, and now we add our tuna. The subject of my art is the food, the tuna carbonara itself. As a pasta dish, its focus is on the sauce and the pasta, and it shows a slice of the hybridized Italian-American-Filipino culinary culture that has developed in our nation. The art is important to society in the way that it is something desirable, a tasty meal to be enjoyed, something everyone wants. It helps people by giving them a taste of a delicious, home-cooked meal. It exhibits socio-cultural importance in its ability to bring people together, from all walks of life to enjoy a meal together. So now we just let the tuna come up to heat, then we add our evaporated milk. Okay, now that our tuna is nice and heated up, we add our evaporated milk. 2 cans. The art, in this case my pasta, has value since it's made well and using quality ingredients. It nourishes the body to some extent and tastes delicious. It is important to me as it was the first dish I had ever learned to cook. Never be afraid to try your hand at art. I had never cooked anything before I started cooking carbonara, and doing so allowed me to discover my passion for cooking. Go and discover your own passion. Okay, so now we wait for the milk to come to a boil. Once that happens, we add in our cream. Now that our pasta water is boiling, we add the pasta. Remember to follow the directions of your particular package. Oh yeah, and don't forget to salt your pasta. Always salt your pasta while boiling it. Okay, now our milk, as you can see, is now coming to a boil, which means time to add our cream. We will do just that. Add in our cream. Start off with the Italian spices, thyme, basil, rosemary. Gonna be generous, otherwise it's just gonna taste like cream. So, add pepper to taste. And of course, one cannot and should not forget salt. So just a pinch of salt. A pinch goes a long way. Then mix. Make sure before you taste it, you really mix it real well, otherwise the salt is just going to be in a part you aren't tasting. And that is perfect. Perfectly salted, perfectly seasoned. If you want, at this point, you can add in some cheese. I don't personally like cheese in my carbonara, so I won't. But to each their own. And again, taste it again. Needs a little salt. And now we will just wait for the pasta to soften, then we will remove the water and add the pasta to our sauce, finishing the dish. Then it's just a matter of incorporating the two. And with that, we're done with our carbonara pasta. That's enough reading. Time for the taste test. And that's delicious. You can taste the tuna. It's nice and creamy, very smooth. All the spices are there, but not too strong. Perfect beginner dish for anyone to learn. Well, that's all I have for you today. Uh, Stay happy, stay healthy, and God bless.